watching Daytime Tea Time with Candice. It's time to pour this tea, stir this tea, and sip this tea. Let's get right into it. Alright you guys, so let's talk about Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk. They are back for season 2, and you guys, the first episode was amazing. Jada's husband Will Smith was the guest, and y'all, he was telling a lot. Okay, we're gonna get into everything if you missed it. Okay, so the Will Smith episode is actually in 2 parts. So today was part 1, and the next episode will be part 2. Okay, so for part 1 today, they talked about their relationship, how it started from when they first started dating, to Will Smith ending his marriage to his ex-wife Sheree, and a lot of the issues that they had within their marriage. Okay, so they start the episode by confronting the fact that they have been very secretive about their marriage, their relationship, and their family.
You look spectacular today, Love.
Oh, thank you, Willard.
You do.
Thank you so much.
Very happy to be here.
We're happy to have you here, Will. What are we going to talk about today?
Love, and
Relating?
we're going to say a whole lot of stuff about our relationship. For years and years, there's been a lot of speculation about us, and our family has been pretty secretive, and not secretive as much as
secretive. It's just private.
it's just private. It's been private.
Yeah, they think, oh, something weird must be going
right.
on, when it's really just, we don't be putting everything out there like that.
Yeah. We have created a marital and family paradigm that has been speculated about for a lot of years. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to
Let's
sit
start
down
with day
and
one
tell the
then.
truth.
And then they jump into what it was like when they first started dating, and Jada revealed that she actually dated Alfonso Ribeiro first, aka Carlton from The Fresh Prince. Yes, Jada Pinkett Smith dated him first. He actually helped to set Will up with Jada, but Will ultimately ended up meeting his wife Sheree, married her, and had their son Trey. They go into all of the details. Check out what they had to say about their early relationship.
So I remember you were on Different World.
Yes.
And Alfonso knew everybody. And I remember the first time I saw you.
I actually think I dated Alfonso.
You went on a date with Alfonso.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think I went on one.
That's crazy.
One date together.
And he like took you on a motorcycle or
I
something.
think so.
Yeah.
Wow. My memory is I dated a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we went on one date.
All right, I've
It
had
was-
enough of the red tape. So Alfonso knew you. I was like, yo, dude, I saw this girl on Different World last night. I was like, her name is Jada. Dude, he said, oh, yeah, my boy knows her. He can introduce you. I have a thing. I recognize when I see a person if our relationship can be exponential. The first night with Jazzy Jeff,
Right.
with 15 minutes, I was like, yo, me and that dude can create,
Right.
right? I just feel it, and I know it when somebody is right for me.
Right.
Okay.
First night I met Alfonso, like we were playing, I was like, me and that dude are magic.
Right.
When I saw you on Different World, it was that thing, and I don't know what it is, that the bell rings, and I knew that there was something in our energy that would be magic.
Wow.
And so I was like, Alf, hook it up. Fresh Prince taped on Friday nights, and Different World taped on
Thursdays, yeah.
Thursday, so it was the night before. So Alf was like, yo, I can set the meeting up. So we went, and it was first season. I was Fresh Prince, So I walked up in the audience in Different World. I was the Fresh Prince, So it was, I walked in, I sat down in the audience, and the taping started. And then Alf was like, yo, that's my boy that knows her. And he sat down, and I was like, yo, who's that girl he's with? It was like, the dude that was going to introduce me to
You're
Jada
crazy.
was with another girl. And I was like, who is
was
that?
that girl?
And it was Sheree.
Wow.
He went to
I went to Different World to meet Jada
Wait,
and
that's
met Sheree and ended up marrying Sheree and having Trey with Sheree.
That's just trippy. Wow.
You didn't know
I
that?
don't think I've heard that before.
I didn't meet Jada that day.
Okay, so then they move forward to explain when they actually became friends with each other, because keep in mind, at this point, Will is married to Sheree. And this is where it gets a little bit messy in my opinion. Will and Sheree were having a house party as a married couple, and Jada came to the party. And that's when they became friends. Now they claim there was never an affair, but that's when they became friendly.
We had a party at our house, or me and Sheree had a party at the house or something.
And I came with I can't remember who I
Some
was
joker. Some 2-bit joker.
with. Whatever.
We had all of these near misses, and every time we saw each other, it was always a beautiful energy.
Right.
The real time was probably, I think Dwayne and Tisha had a thing at the baked potato.
Yep.
And we sat down at the baked potato
Talked.
and we talked. There was a really unique, beautiful power.
Yeah.
We had that moment and we connected, but I was married and it was,
Damn.
That was it.
That was it.
We did not have an affair.
We did not have an
while
affair.
he was married.
Nope,
Let's be
not at
clear
all.
about that.
Okay, so y'all heard that. While he was married to Sheree, 2 of his friends had a little event and he sat down and talked to Jada and they connected. Okay, they didn't have an affair, but still, you got emotionally attached to another woman while you were married. I love Will and Jada. I am a big fan, but I'm just calling it like I see it. That's why I'm not for married men and married women having friends of the opposite sex, because you can connect to somebody on an emotional level. Even if you don't physically cheat, you're still taking a part of yourself away from your wife or husband. And in my opinion, that's actually what Will Smith did. So he moves forward to explain that he did realize that he was not married to the right woman, Sheree. He said he broke down one day realizing, I am not supposed to be married to this woman, but at that time he felt so strongly about divorce and he said he would never get divorced. So basically he was like, nope, I'm staying in the marriage. And ultimately, Sheree ended up asking him for a divorce. Okay, check out the whole story in his own words.
Not at all. It was just that next night, me and Sheree went to dinner. And I sat down with Sheree, and it was one of the most bizarre emotions I ever had after we had that talk. And we were at the Palm. And I remember I had to get up from dinner when I had a realization that I wasn't with the person I was supposed to be with.
But you would have stayed with her forever.
Forever. I would have never gotten divorced.
Yep.
Wow.
I went in the bathroom at the Palm and I broke down in tears.
Wow.
And I was sitting in a stall in the restaurant and I was crying uncontrollably and then laughing like, what the heck is wrong with me? And I was crying and laughing. And it's like, I knew that was the woman I was supposed to be with, but I was never getting divorced.
Right.
I don't get divorced.
Right.
Like all the emotions.
All the emotions at one time.
Like
I was
happy that you figured it out.
but devastated emotionally. And then I had
would never come to fruition.
It was never going to happen. I just had to get my gangster back together. I got myself together, went back out and sat down with Sheree and started going back on with my life.
Yep.
And
then she divorced you.
And then Sheree filed for divorce. She hit me hard. Sheree filed for divorce on Valentine's Day. I was like, ouch, ouch. And I still told her, I said, no,
Wow.
you can't have a divorce. And she hit me with so you're gonna make somebody stay with you who doesn't love you. And I was like, what? I'm actually not. Nope, I'm not. And I was like, that was the one that got me.
Okay, so then he goes forward to explain how him and Jada got together. Literally, after Sheree asked Will for a divorce, he called Jada and asked her was she single. She was like, yes. And then he was like, not no more because you with me. Listen, y'all, I'm here for the fairy tale story, but I swear men always say how hurt they are by breaking up with somebody, but then they hop on the next girl in 5 minutes. I'm just saying. Check out this part of the story, y'all.
And I remember I was like, I'm gonna sign the divorce papers. I walked out of there and I was in the car and I had Jada's number. I literally walked right out from there. I called Jada because you had moved back to Baltimore.
I had bought a
You
house.
bought a house in Baltimore. She was not going to live in Hollywood. She had left the business and bought a farm in Baltimore.
That's amazing.
I bought a farm.
I said, hey, Jada, what's up? It's Will. She said, hey, how you doing? I said, good. I said, are you seeing anybody?
Oh my God.
And she said, no. I said, cool, you're seeing me now.
And my dumb
And she
ass was
said,
like, okay. My dumb ass.
She got on a plane, came back to LA,
And never
never
left.
spent one night in her farm in Baltimore.
No.
Never spent one
Never
night in the house she
completed
bought.
That's actually kind of sad. I always know how much you wanted to have that kind of life.
Yeah.
You know?
It's okay
I know.
because I got you.
I know. But it's just
It's for a reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then we started dating, and then I got pregnant.
Okay, so y'all heard that. As simple as that. That's how they ended up getting together. So the next part that I really liked that made me laugh, Jada talks about when she first got pregnant. Y'all, she claimed that she knew within the second that they had sex that she was pregnant. Listen to this story.
Yeah.
2 years in, I knew the moment after the act that
Yeah.
I was pregnant. The moment. But I knew that night, and he didn't believe me, but I knew. And it was almost like, you know those big locks on the bank?
Yeah.
That those big turning locks? I could feel that in my womb, in my uterus.
But
I
it was
like,
it was literally
Yeah.
4 seconds after we had sex, and she goes, I said, babe, you okay? She's like, I'm pregnant. I was like, babe, I think scientifically you're not pregnant. I think scientifically you're not pregnant yet.
I cried that whole night.
Damn.
She cried all night
I
because
cried
she was
all
pregnant
night
and
long.
she knew.
I was like,
My life is
my
never
life
gonna be
is
the
never
same.
going to be the same.
Yeah,
Damn.
I thought it was funny.
Ugh.
Yeah,
of
he
course
thought it
you
was
would think it was
hilarious.
funny.
I was like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Okay, so after talking about the first time she got pregnant, this is where they go into their marriage. And you guys, Jada Pinkett straight up says that she never wanted to get married, she never agreed with the idea of marriage, and she still currently does not agree with the idea of marriage. Even after watching this clip, you guys, I'm still very, very confused about what she's saying and what Will is saying. But I'm gonna play the clip so you guys can see.
I really didn't want to get married, but
We only got married because Gammy was crying.
well, Gammy, this is what happened. It was almost as if Gammy was like, you have to get married. So let's talk about the wedding. It was almost like that. And
Like she
and-
completely just was like, that's
Yeah,
not a reality
and
where you're
I
not
was
married.
under so much pressure, you know, being a young actress, being
Yeah.
young, and I was just like
pregnant.
And I was just like, I didn't know what to do, but I just knew. I was like, I never wanted to be married.
I don't remember that. I remember feeling very strongly and wanting you guys to be married. I do remember that. But
Yes.
I don't remember your rejection of the idea of marriage. I remember the rejection of the idea of a wedding.
I didn't want
But
to wedding
not
either.
She didn't want it,
I was
yeah.
like, I don't want to get married, and now Gammy done gone to Will crying about I don't want to have a wedding, and now I'm being forced to have a wedding. When really, I just wanted it to be the two of us on a
Yeah.
mountain, because I was like, this is serious business.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I didn't respect your wishes. It was totally a selfish. I've never had that experience of my daughter getting married
Right.
because you were my only child. But that was
Yeah.
so selfish.
It's okay. I mean,
It was the right call.
it was the right
I know it was the right
It was the
call for
right
you
call.
to marry,
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
necessarily. That's
Oh,
what I'm
to have a
talking
wedding,
about. To have a wedding, because the wedding was horrible.
Because
It was a horrible.
It was a mess. Jada was sick.
Sick,
She was
yeah,
very
yeah.
unpleasant. Wouldn't cope. But she was sick.
was
She
sick, yeah.
didn't cooperate
We
with
were 6 months pregnant at the wedding.
No, I
How
was
many?
3 months.
3 months pregnant at the
Yeah,
wedding,
so she was having
My
all that
first
morning
trimester
sickness.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible.
And I was so upset that I had to have a wedding. I
Yeah.
was so pissed.
We
Went crying down the freaking aisle.
getting married.
Getting Cried the whole way.
And I was
Down
like,
the aisle.
hey.
Will's like, hey. I'm like,
She'll be all right, don't worry.
Yeah, because that was one question I forgot to ask. She said that she never wanted to get married. Did you?
There wasn't a day in my life that I wanted anything other than being married and having a family.
Wow.
From like
Thank the good Lord.
literally 5 years old, I was picturing what my family would be.
Wow.
What was the fundamental bump about the idea of marriage in general that you were against?
I just never really agreed with the construct.
Exactly.
I just don't agree with it. I never have. I still don't.
Yeah.
Till Death Do Us Part is real for me. It's just all of the rules and
It's
all
like
of the
you're supposed
ideas.
to do this
Right.
as a wife. You're supposed to do this. As a husband, you're supposed to do this.
Instead of
Right.
And
really
what you
just
can't do.
And what you
exactly
can't do, right,
right,
absolutely.
because of this title, wife is a very difficult.
the accepted conventional definition
conventional definition
of a
of
wife.
wife.
Right.
The paradigm.
In the
Yes.
paradigm, I'm not that.
Right.
All right, you guys, I know that clip was a lot longer than the others, but I didn't want to leave anything out so that you guys can see what Jada Pinkett was saying. I, honest to God, am still very confused. I don't know what she means. But Will Smith goes forward to say his side of things is that he's always wanted to be married, and he had an idea in his mind that without a woman, he can't succeed.
The most successful men in history have been married. The way my mind works, I can only excel for a woman.
Aww.
Like I can't.
I think a lot of men are like that, though.
Yeah.
Next, they talked about their communication skills and how they became very good at talking to each other. Will Smith describes a moment before they were married where Jada Pinkett cussed him out in front of 20 people and his 2-year-old son. He said that he hit her over the head with a newspaper and told her to come in the other room. And they talked about profanity and how they will never curse at each other. And she said, well, you never gonna hit me over my head with a newspaper either. Will Smith grew up in a house of domestic violence watching his father beat up his mother. So he said he doesn't ever want that. He doesn't ever want to hit Jada again. And he doesn't ever want her cursing at him again. And that's something they agreed on and stuck to for 20 years. Check this out.
There was a moment that launched our communication. Before we got married, we were having the party at the house. Remember that? We were playing Pictionary. 20 people around the table.
Yes.
And Trey is sitting on my lap. He's like one and he's like, he might be just about 2. In some order, she cursed at me in front of 20 people at this party. She's like, Will, would you shut the up?
Ooh.
With Trey sitting on my lap,
I remember that.
right? And I grabbed a newspaper and I said, "Pow! Can I talk to you in the other room, please?"
And I was like,
Right.
this joker just hit me on my head with a newspaper. Like I'm a dog.
We went in the other room and I was like, I said, Jada, this is the deal. I grew up in a household where I watched my father punch my mother in the face.
Damn.
And I will not create a house, a space, an interaction with a person where there's profanity and violence. If you have to talk to me like that, we can't be together.
Wow.
We're not going to use any profanity in our interactions. We're not going to raise our voice. We're not going to be violent. I can't do it.
Yeah.
She was like, you're not going to be hitting me in my head. I said, get out.
Dang.
Right? And she was looking, that was the dumbest crap she had ever heard in her. She was like, wait, so you would break up with me over some words? I was like, yeah, I just did. I was like, we're not cursing.
Damn.
And her eyes welled up with tears. And she was like, okay, it was 20 years before we used profanity in any conversation that we had.
Wow.
We didn't use any profanity in any
We never
argument.
raised our
We never
voice.
raised our voices. We took communication courses,
Yeah.
all of that,
That's beautiful.
and never had violence.
Never raised your voice?
We didn't raise our voices.
We couldn't afford to. We just couldn't because
It could get ugly.
We wouldn't have been able to nurture
Yeah.
kindness, love.
Okay, so lastly, they actually acknowledge that their perfect persona as a couple is something that Will Smith cared about the most. In so many words, Will Smith is saying that he thought that winning in the world meant winning in his marriage, and that was not the case. They had the perfect life, essentially, but Jada Pinkett was not happy. Check this out.
As a couple, we are magical. We win in the material world. When we do it together, we win. Right? The Karate Kid, Whip My Hair, Hawthorne, and the Nobel Peace Prize. Our family did that within a 6-month period, right?
That's
So
crazy. I didn't know that.
I was like, I'm parenting the hell out these kids. Like, we are killing it. She on Hawthorne. The only interview that Barack Obama did when he won the Nobel Peace Prize was me and mommy,
Wow.
right? Externally, our family was winning, right? And there was a period where mommy woke up and cried 45 days straight. I started keeping a diary.
Damn.
You miss some days.
It was every morning. I think that's the worst I've ever felt in our marriage.
Wow.
I was failing miserably. I felt that money and winning made a good relationship.
Yep.
We're succeeding in the world. That means our relationship is good.
And I would say to him, I would go, Will, throw away everything that's happening in the outside world. Your career, everything. And it's just me and you on an island.
Mm.
What do we have?
And I was like, we have the island. We own the island.
All right, you guys, you saw that. That was an amazing episode. Part 2 is going to be coming up next. You can watch the full episodes on Facebook Watch Red Table Talk. I pretty much showed you almost all of the clips, but to watch the full episode, please go to Facebook Watch, type in Red Table Talk, and you can watch the whole thing. Unless you guys just enjoy my commentary, come back to Daytime Tea Time, and I'll review the next episode as well. But all right, you guys, I'm done with this. I want to know what y'all think. What do y'all think about today's episode of Red Table Talk with Will Smith? Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'm going to catch you in the next one, all right? Bye.